Hello, thank you very much for watching this interview. We're here with Italian director Marco Jemolo, and I'm very pleased to welcome him in our festival. It's the first time that we are projecting movies of this special calibre. Marco, he finished in 2017 an animation movie called Framed, which took many awards and many special screenings happened for the movie. And I would like Marco to introduce us in this special world that you made. What is Framed for you?
Wow. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Hello. And thank you, George, for having me. What is Framed for me? Framed is, first of all, the accomplishment of a lifetime. It's a project I kept dearly in my drawer until I found the right people to make it. It speaks a lot about the way I felt about the world and my life when I thought about it, but then it took me a lot of time to get it done. So I have to say that it's been transforming with me all along the time. It's probably the best experience I've had on set on whole my life, because I met some incredible people during the work, and I don't know how to define it. It's a film that on an outer level deals on the way society treats individual, puts them in some spot and tries to keep them there and until they are forgotten. And on some deeper level, it's an experiment. When I thought about making it, I really was wondering. I really wanted to test the boundaries of what cinema can do. So it is this very, very strange film where I try to put on the same stage the characters, the director, and the audience itself. And by doing so, I wanted also to investigate the meaning of the act of watching. Like, we spend all our life watching what happens all around us, and very rarely we are moved to take action in what happens in the world. We basically are watching our world crumbling down day after day, and most of us feel that the only thing we can do is sit and watch, much like in a cinema theater. And that was the original idea. I wanted the audience to feel moved to take part to the film on an emotional level, and I don't know if it's making sense.
Yeah. I think as a director, I can say I'm very similar to what you say. I always have in my mind this specific relation in between director, the characters, and the context. And I have to say, Framed is I can say a social movie, a deeply social movie. How did you find the context? How did you find the reasons behind in your mind to say something like this?
I think it was it's in front of us every day. It was just the way I feel about life. I feel on one side an ancient inspiration, an ancient curiosity toward everything that's going on, and no one can comprehend and embrace life at its full. So it's this internal conflict that every one of us lives, that I perceived like a very strong conflict that I wanted to put on scene, and that's it. That's the struggle between curiosity and possibility, and I think it's something we all can relate to.
And it was your first animation film, right? I mean, you didn't work before in this field. Um, did you take your time to realize how to direct the marionettes? How was it to have a marionette in front of you and not an actor?
It was fair. It was quite interesting. Let's see. I never worked with animation, but I always loved animation, so I knew the basic principles of it, of the workflow. But then the best part is has been giving a lot of responsibility to the animators and to the people involved in it. Just because I was fairly certain that I would have learned much more from them than what they would have learned from me. But when it comes to the action, it's really not that different. You work with actors as you would do on a regular set, and you quickly learn to direct animators just like you are directing actors. You have to be completely bound by this complicity in what you're doing. If they really are into the project and if they're bright enough and sensible enough, they get you just like an actor would do, and and you start from that, and then you go day by day.
Well, yeah, in animation, the roles change a little bit. Sometimes the animator himself needs to do some direction, I guess. The storyboard itself gets you into the places. You have a little bit earlier the edit, like you said, and you have to learn, I guess, how to give your responsibility sometimes to the other crew as well.
Yeah,
Was it easy to find the right people to say the story? Was it easy to find the team?
uh, to some extent, yes. Um, Not everyone, like, well, now I can say it, we've been working without having a director of photography until I think 3 days before the shooting. Then we find Umberto, who is such an amazing person and such a talented artist, and that was a stroke of luck. And yeah, well, the hardest part has been finding the right animators, because animation is a vast world, and we had to pick the ones that we could relate artistically the most. And we have been incredibly lucky in finding Linda. So yeah, it's been tough, but it's also been an amazing discovery. Like I still love I still would give my life for these people. So it's been incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the most important thing for me personally as well in cinema is the people that you meet, and this is what stays with you in the end. I guess it will be kind of strange for you to speak about the film after all these years that passed, after you wrote it and after the festival ran. Does it feel the same? Did anything change inside of you?
Well, a lot of things changed. One thing I'm proud to say is I'm still happy with it. There's a lot of directors that grow wary with their earlier works. I haven't watched it in a while, but every time someone puts it on, it still holds up. I'm quite proud of that. And yeah, of course, I'm a different person. there's different stuff going on inside me at the moment. I feel very different, and I'm working on very different things at the moment. But it's been a hell of a ride. I hold it very dear.
And I think the main factor that makes you see it as a very fresh thing is that I think speaks very closely to what we're getting through these days. Makes you feel that you are surrounded with so many things and you are just in the middle.
I completely agree. People that see it now is still moved at the people who saw it when it just came out. So I completely agree, and I think that should be one of our aim as filmmakers. Like, the films you make must be universal, must reach every kind of audience, and if you're very lucky, they should be able to travel through time. We still see movies from the 40s or from the 30s that make us crumble and cry, and that's what we all filmmakers are aiming for, I'm guessing. There are films that speak of a very precise moment, but I'm not sure they're the films that are going to last for generations like the ones we loved. So yeah, shoot for universal messages, and definitely you should be lasting longer.
Yeah, I remember even great filmmakers that I still crave said that from time to time we were entering the filming room and I mean the cinema room, and we were watching the film, but when we realized it's a little bit older than it used to be, we were quickly getting out. I remember Kieslowski said that for a film. It happens. It can happen.
Yeah, some films don't age as well as others.
Yeah, it's very strange. The film has its own lifespan in a way. You don't predict it, but it's going on. Uh, in the end, your visual was truly something special. You don't see it very often. This in the movies, it had its own character. I don't know how much of you got in the protagonist, if you did any sketching yourself, or how did you communicate to create the final model. The intention to say something specific in all this, or just let it speak for itself?
Um, well, we started from poorly drawn sketches by me, and then I passed the ball to Linda, our lead animator, and to Francesca, our character design, and they did an amazing job. No, the message was pretty clear from scratch. Um, uh, when the idea hit me, I had I had in my mind both the beginning, the ending of the movie, and the title as well. So I had a pretty solid concept in my mind when the idea just sparked. What the long after that was just filling the empty parts and make it a story basically. So find a narration that was that could deliver our message in the clearest and most interesting way as possible.
And I think the most amazing part should be when the marionettes come into life. When you see this guy looking at you, and you feel that he's gonna speak his
Yeah,
part, right?
I think that is a key part of the movie. Like, I mean, it's very dark. It's a very dark movie. It handles harsh messages with a very drastic way of communicating and everything. But for doing so, we knew that we needed to show everyone what the character is actually aiming for. There must be a warm moment that tells the audience really matters for the character, and why you must be so affectionate to that. So we have a character that just craves life, that craves that warmth, that craves that undescribable beauty, that pushes from outside and calls him. And yeah, that's a moment that I like very much. And I think it's also the first scene we ever shot during the elaboration. So yeah, those takes you're talking about are the very first that we shot from day one. So there is another reason why I love them so much.
And I guess every time you see it, it's also something new. Maybe some new emotion comes out of the scene.
Well, usually when I watch it again, I focus on the people surrounding me, and I don't really look at the film any longer. I just try to absorb what the other people are feeling, and that's why we do it, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's a very
it's
nice.
incredibly powerful. The reason why Framed has been such an incredible experience is because I explored some techniques that I was only remotely aware of, and digging into them, finding out what it is possible, just experimenting, has been incredibly helpful to me. Like, it really is that easy. You imagine, and it somehow happens. So there is, as long as the techniques are interesting, I'm committed to the project, and that's really what's guiding my focus at the moment. I'm working on things that somehow push the boundaries of what I know, of what I already know, and aim
Yeah,
for.
this is something really important. I hope we all try that. This will take cinema in another level, for sure, and we expect the best from you. I think you have very bright ideas. I'm sure about that, and I wish and I hope, of course, the very best for any kind of project that you are involved. A final question, Marco, which I like to ask more or less from every filmmaker I meet. What really moves you to make cinema? What really gets you to keep on doing movies and telling stories?
Um, I think it's well, we talked a little bit about that. It's when the lights go down and the screen lights up. It's I think everyone has a preferred way of connecting with other people. Every one of us needs to communicate to other people with different channels that are not the simple talking, and everyone needs to find out what theirs is. Mine was this one. I think it's an overwhelming privilege to surround people with lights and sounds and feelings that you designed for them. It's really a way to tell other people my story in a very well conceived disguise, and I think it's exciting.
And do you feel also that this may be a part of a solution for a better world, that we contribute somehow in this?
Who knows? Maybe, yes, maybe there are some more important fields of research, but that shouldn't matter. Like even the greatest scientists and the greatest philosophers and the greatest doctors are inspired by art. We really don't know what if that's a mission of us or if that's our field. I think that everyone should do what they feel like, and try to contribute to the world in the way that they feel. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we can if filmmaking can create a better world. I think maybe we can inspire other people. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think it's something tough to answer, but all of the times I think that, like you said, cinema is the start to make something more, to move.
It's definitely not up to us, and no, cinema won't save the world. I don't believe in that. But we can inspire people to save the world. Who knows what a good film, how a good film stays in the soul of the watchers. We shouldn't take art as a mission. We should take art as a need, even in a selfish way. There's no altruism in art, at least at first. The incredible miracle that happens is once your work is done, it's not yours any longer, and it's for the others, and the others do what they want with it. So it's really about building. It's really about giving tiles to other people to build something better. You basically are making bricks.
And that's the very foundation, I think, of creating, in any sense, a better world. This is the goal, I think, of any filmmaker that really tries so hard, even in these difficult times. I could ask many more questions, but I don't want to make it any longer for you. Thank you very, very much, Marco, for being with us. You are very kind. You are such a nice person. I think your movies will have a very big impact, as they have now, in the future as well. And from my heart, I wish to you all the best in all the fields, in all cases.
And I hope to meet you in person, maybe at the next edition of this festival.
I will invite you certainly, and if it happens for me to come in Italy also, I will let you know if the opportunity arrives.
Please do.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching, and see framed. Leave your comments, and we will speak again in the next session. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.